prostitutes and male that Diddy would coerce.
There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, that's when all the restraining orders came after me, right after. Okay?
Right, because she
So put two and two
tried
together.
to...
It's a documentary that alleges the world superstar Michael Jackson began relationships.
The entertainment industry has long been a breeding ground for dark secrets. And now, more than ever, those secrets are coming to light. The downfall of Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and his alleged connection to Aaron, Carter has left many questioning just how deep the rabbit hole goes. But what no one anticipated was for Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential figures in media, to become entangled in this scandal. After years of facing accusations of shielding industry elites, she is now being accused of playing a role in silencing Aaron Carter when he attempted to expose the truth. If these claims hold any weight, this revelation could shatter the carefully crafted image she has maintained for decades.
Walk into your dressing room.
Then get ready.
Get ready.
What are you doing? You're always messing up everything. You just come
This is our interview.
This is my interview.
This is her interview. So,
we're just drinking.
so what's it feel like touring with Britney Spears around the world?
It's awesome. I'm really excited.
Awesome. It's really cool. I told him to say that.
Go prepare your things.
Bye, Aaron.
This is you.
This is me, man.
What did Oprah know? And why is she now allegedly struggling under the weight of the truth? Let's dive into the shocking details. Diddy has been a controversial figure for years, but those who have worked closely with him aren't surprised by the disturbing accusations. Former Bad Boy artist Shine has openly stated that he witnessed the dark side of Diddy long before the rest of the world caught on. These allegations paint a troubling picture of an industry that has shielded its most powerful figures at the expense of the vulnerable. Now, as the truth begins to surface, the spotlight is turning to those who may have enabled or ignored these injustices for far too long.
By the time I got to meet people like Diddy and Sylvia Rhone and Russell Simmons and Leora Cohen and the music titans and Jimmy Iovine, I had been through so much pain and suffering as a kid growing up with just my mom and poverty. So I don't know about the instant part, but as far as Diddy, yeah, I met him when the bidding war was happening because a guy by the name of Chris Lighty really lit the fire. Chris Lighty passed away, but he's responsible for people like Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott and LL Cool J. I went to rap for him in the Varick Street Def Jam offices. And once that happened, he wanted to sign me right then, and I think he called Diddy. I had already met Diddy, but Diddy was like, you know, he's like Michael Jackson. Was the most famous, you know, entertainer in the world at the time. But I think Chris called him, and this was a couple months later, and was like, oh man.
As the conversation around Diddy intensifies, disturbing stories about his private life continue to surface. A viral clip has resurfaced, showing an unsettling moment where Diddy was seen drenched in oil, engaging in behavior many have described as bizarre and excessive. The video, which has been widely circulated online, adds to the growing speculation about what truly transpired behind closed doors at Diddy's infamous parties. This footage, combined with the increasing number of allegations, has only fueled suspicions that the stories emerging about his influence and misconduct may barely scratch the surface of a much darker reality.
Prostitutes and male that Diddy would coerce and the women to sleeping with while he stroked his to the male worker with all that damn oil. You could have fried chicken on that nigga. It was so greasy. It was so much oil in that mop. He was in there making fried ass. You know, that Diddy was in there frying ass and balls. Wow, that's a free ass. That's a 60.
Before his tragic passing, Aaron Carter spoke out about the dark experiences he endured in Hollywood. He claimed he had been groomed and exploited, but at the time, few people took him seriously. Now, his words are being revisited, suggesting he may have been trying to warn the world about powerful figures who abused their influence. Among the names being whispered in connection to these allegations is Diddy, adding another layer of scrutiny to the already controversial mogul.
That's when your brother Nick was accused of raping Melissa Schumann 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you know Melissa?
I know of Melissa, but what I will say in regards to this is when I got on Instagram Live with Melissa Schumann, that's when all the restraining orders came after me, right after.
Aha.
Okay?
Right, because she
So put two
tried
and two together
to,
here.
I guess she tried to file a charge against him, but it was past the statute of limitations.
Correct, 8 years. Yeah.
Although I heard that this law has changed.
Well,
That's what I heard.
You know
I was
what?
talking to a reporter friend of mine, and you know, like that one guy.
hopefully they'll just arbitrate and pay everybody off or whatever it is allegedly, and just I don't care. But the fact of the matter is when I speak, I don't get cease and desists or defamations of character or slander. You know why? Because I'm telling the truth, and there's factual information, that circumstantial factual information that.
One of the most shocking allegations tied to Oprah comes from Aaron Carter himself. In a resurfaced interview, Aaron claimed that Oprah paid him to lie about Michael Jackson sexually abusing him. If true, this raises serious questions about what other narratives Oprah may have controlled or manipulated. This revelation is sending shockwaves through Hollywood, forcing people to reconsider Oprah's role in shaping public perception of some of the industry's most powerful figures. The implications of such claims could have far-reaching consequences for her carefully curated legacy.
Henry that alleges the world superstar Michael Jackson began relationships with two boys ages 7 and 10 along with their families. The boys, both in their 30s now, would tell their story of allegedly being sexually abused by Michael Jackson. Now, we all know in the past when Mike was alive that there was documentaries made about him, and there was numerous cases with people coming forth alleging that Michael Jackson had abused their children, and all of that never came to fruition. It was debunked and everything, you know. They continuing to castrate, humiliate, dehumanize, and crucify black men one after another. You see what I'm saying? Powerful, famous black men too, you know.
While many knew Aaron Carter struggled with fame and addiction, few realized just how dark his experiences in the industry might have been. It has now been alleged that he was one of Diddy's victims, further tying the disgraced mogul to a web of disturbing accusations. This claim adds more weight to the theory that Diddy's influence and power were used to exploit young stars who were in no position to fight back. As these allegations continue to surface, they paint a troubling picture of an industry that may have enabled such abuses for far too long.
Get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal. Over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean, tell them what happened? And I sit down with them, and they all ask these super sexually exploited, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them, and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like.
As more information comes to light, some are beginning to connect Diddy's name to a series of high-profile deaths, from Tupac and Biggie to Aaliyah and Kim Porter. There are those who believe these tragedies might not have been mere coincidences. Aaron Carter's name is now being added to that list, with claims that he too might have been silenced before he could reveal what he knew. If these allegations hold any truth, it could mean that a powerful network has been covering up the industry's darkest secrets for years. Alongside the disturbing claims about his treatment of young stars, there have also been bizarre reports of Diddy's controlling behavior. One story that has resurfaced involves him casually showing Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige photos to Matt Helders while making threats against anyone who didn't like Arctic monkeys. While this might seem like an odd anecdote, it speaks to a larger pattern of power, control, and intimidation that many are now accusing him of. Despite all the struggles he faced, Aaron Carter remained outspoken about his experiences in Hollywood. From crashing a Britney Spears interview to calling out the industry's hypocrisy, he refused to be silenced. Now, with his name tied to one of the biggest scandals in entertainment history, people are finally starting to listen. The revelations about Diddy, Oprah, and Aaron Carter have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and the world is watching closely to see what happens next. If Oprah truly did break down and admit to her role in covering up these dark secrets, it could change everything. The carefully constructed facades of power and influence in the entertainment industry may finally begin to crumble under the weight of the truth.
Are you insecure?
I get Voluma fillers, okay, to fill up my face.
Because you've lost so much weight that it sunk in.
No, it's just how I'm built. This is how I look.
Is there anything else that you do?
Yes, I get Voluma. I get Juvederm and then Restylane.
So do you need that stress through music, through talking to your fans?
No, I do it with my fans when I do Periscopes, and they're all really positive.
Will justice finally be served for Aaron Carter and the countless others who suffered at the hands of Hollywood's most powerful figures? Or will these shocking revelations once again be brushed aside and buried? One thing is clear: this story is far from over, and the world is demanding answers. As the truth continues to emerge, the call for accountability grows louder, leaving many to wonder if this will be the moment that brings real change, or just another missed opportunity for justice. The spotlight is now on, and the pressure for transparency has never been greater.